Harry, what's your last name?
Diachina.
Diachina, okay. And you're probably the longtime artist down here, aren't you?
Yeah, I started in 83, I think.
In 83, yeah.
82, actually 82, officially 83. That's when I had a license, but 82 unofficially.
Oh, they've been licensing you as far back as that, have they?
No, actually, well, I remember in 82 you didn't have, well, no one checked.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Right. I don't even remember commissionaires, do you?
That's when I ended up getting a license. The commissioner came up and said, "Where's your license?" I said, "What are you talking about?"
Right, okay.
That's when I bought a license.
Right.
Yeah, so 83, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so what do you remember from back in those days? Like, the harbor was a lot quieter, wasn't it?
It was much quieter. There's hardly any artists down here at all.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 3,
right.
4 in the summertime. In
okay.
Winter, of course, nobody. And for buskers as well, there's just a few buskers. I remember one fellow, he had a beard. And it was...
You remember me, yeah, okay.
What was it called? Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, that's right, yep.
Blue Sky's been a while. When did you break up?
Well, we were together mostly through the 80s. And then pretty much around 1990 we started changing up the group and that, but yeah.
So I remember Blue Sky, then no long-term busker except for Country Dave.
Okay, right.
Country Dave came down, what, about 10 years ago?
Yeah, not 89 I think actually.
89?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, time goes by.
14, I know,
yeah.
Gray hair's coming in. You remember the musical Mountie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, most people don't know the musical Mountie. Because of the musical Mountie, no one's allowed to use amplifiers down here.
Oh, he was the reason. I always thought it was us.
There's nothing to do with you, no?
Okay.
The musical Mountie would crank up his amplifier so loud. He was set up at the Wax Museum because people were complaining about here. When he was at the Wax Museum, his amplifier was so loud people couldn't play over here.
Wow.
It's just too loud.
Right, right.
So, who else do I remember? Teo, remember Teo?
Yes, of course,
yeah.
yep.
He used to do beautiful music down here.
Right.
But he had to have an amplifier. He had such a soft voice.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I think he's now up in Chemainus doing shows up there. That's the last I heard.
Right, right. What about one-man band Dan from Galliano Island? Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember one man.
He used to set up up on the top there by the Captain Cook statue.
The little clapping monkey, I think.
Yeah, that could be. I don't remember his act very well, I got to admit.
Well, it's pretty much what you see is what you get for. I don't remember a large repertoire. Maybe he had it, but sort of all sounded the same.
Right.
But, yeah, he was good. I like Dan.
And of course the Jugglers.
Well, Red was the veteran of the Causeway. Red was the Causeway. Red was the juggler.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember is Red.
What about Patrick? Do you remember Patrick?
That was afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit later, yeah.
But I didn't really catch the Jugglers that much because I'm a daytime artist.
Right. That's why I never knew you.
Yeah. So I'd see them in passing occasionally.
Right. Right.
For the artists, see, there's myself. Remember Carl?
Yep.
The portraits. Carl Codger.
Right.
He was excellent. He retired about, what, 6 years ago?
I think Dwight's got his spot, doesn't he?
It's hard to say. Maybe, somewhere in there.
Carl,
let's see, who else? Well, there was Patty.
Oh, right.
Patty didn't get, this is the first year Patty didn't get a license.
Right.
And, well, Dennis, remember Dennis?
Dennis.
You don't remember Dennis?
I'm not sure.
Dennis did the black and white drawings down here.
I don't remember Dennis.
No?
No, I don't think so.
He usually wore a leather jacket, played chess all the time.
Maybe that sort of sounds vaguely
familiar.
He
was down here for maybe 4 years, I think.
Okay.
5 years.
Right.
And all the artists, they just came and go. They're you know,
well, like the musicians too. You know,
like musicians.
Let's face it. It's for most people, it's more of a transient kind of a thing. Especially the musicians, maybe more than the artists. But
I always saw it as the Causeway is more like a place to refine what you're doing. You're learning to interact with the people. You're learning what you're doing. Develop your repertoire. In your case, mine is visual repertoire.
Right.
And develop your skill. And then when you're like a bird, you're ready to fly. Well, you take off. So maybe this will be my last year.
Is that right, Harry?
Well, maybe I'll put all my things in shops, and you know, they sell just fine by themselves. So they don't really need me doing a presentation anymore.
Right.
The time has come.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
well.
It'll be Masalama Causeway. Means with peace. Goodbye.
Right.
Yeah. So, what else? Pick my brain.
Yeah. Well, of course, Brian. Brian goes back to the early days. He was talking about it the other day.
Brian used trying to get him down here for years. He was an early guy down here. And then he went working at a lumber yard. And all the time he's at the lumber yard, I'm always bugging him saying, come down here. Come down here, sell your stuff.
Right.
Finally, the lumber yard was bought. And he was let go. I think I don't know if they closed it or what. But he lost his job. Came down here. Says he should have come down here 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, he's doing what he loves now. He's doing his art. He's selling it, and making more than he did working at the lumberyard.
Right.
What's
right.
wrong with that?
Yeah.
He's found his niche.
Ian Cooper.
Yeah, Ian's been here for a while too. That's right. I never see Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Ian's the nighttime guy.
Right.
I'm the daytime guy. I see him, I say, hi Ian, bye Ian.
Yeah, I see Ian a lot.
Yeah, Ian's a good guy. I love his work too. It's really hypnotic. I have to get some more of his stuff. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Is he coming down tonight?
Oh, more than likely, but he's always such a late arrival. Sometimes he doesn't get down here till 8:30. He sets up his lights and he's just barely going by 10 o'clock, you know. And then it's kind of all over by 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. There's no people left, so he's having some pretty short days down here. I'm just going to get another pan of your stuff here while there's nobody in front of it.
Oh, littlewindows.com.
Littlewindows.com, okay.
There you go, there's the gallery.
Boy, I'm not getting a good shot here though because the light, the light's just no good.
Isn't that interesting?
One of them's fogging up?
Yeah, this one right here. See? Little condensation.
Oh, yeah.
See the misting taking place because of the heat. When there's moisture in the air.
Well, Harry, if this is your last season, all the best to you in your future endeavors, and you're going to be missed.
Well, thank you
so
very much.
I sure hope it's not your last season, but I can understand if it was. I mean, everybody wants to move on eventually, right?
Yeah, it's time.
Myself included at some point in my life, although not yet.
Well, how many years have you been here?
I figure this is my 28th summer busking in Victoria, but down here it's my probably about my 25th, something like that. But the first few years were up at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
We used to play up by the statue.
And now here's a lot more activity down here.
Yeah, we didn't figure it out. It took a few years for us to figure out that it was actually good to come down here where it was quieter and people would sit on the stairs.
It changed too because of this restaurant.
Okay.
Now it's a different atmosphere. Look at the umbrellas there. You know, people see this from up above and say, "Well, that looks inviting." And
right. Yeah.
It was a wall of blue plywood.
Right.
It was all dirt inside. You look through the cracks in the plywood. And that's where they store
right.
the gardening equipment.
Right.
Now they're making use of it.
Right. Okay.
So the Causeway is blooming.